Hey guys, Josh back again with another Walking Dead video. In this video, I'm doing my predictions for The Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 13, titled The Same Boat. If you're not totally caught up on The Walking Dead and you want to avoid any spoilers, skip this video and come back later, because everything I say from this point forward is going to be a spoiler. Okay, first of all, this really isn't much of a prediction as much as it is pointing out a possibility. The title of the episode is The Same Boat. So, I mean, that comes from the phrase, obviously, hey, we're in the same boat here, kind of a thing. So, in the same, similar situations. So, this group that has captured Maggie and Carol is led by a female. The Saviors from the comics, they would never have a female in a position of leadership. Negan, he looks down on females. Most of the women in the Saviors are sex slaves or Negan's wives. And the subjugation of these women is heavily implied in the episode Always Accountable, when Daryl ran into that small group out in the forest. So the fact that this woman, whose name is Polly according to the Walking Dead wiki, is in a position of leadership, that maybe they're not actually part of the Saviors. Maybe they're in a similar situation as the survivors. Maybe they have some kind of conflict going on with the Saviors, and they went to attack that compound at the same time or around the same time as Rick's group, and the two groups collided, and maybe they just got off on the wrong foot. Again, that's not really a prediction. It's just the kind of thing, hey, maybe this could be the situation, and let's keep that in mind as we get closer to the episode. Okay, let's get into the actual predictions. I think we're going to start seeing some character deaths rolling in. The cast is getting very large now, and it's only going to get bigger, so it's time to start shaving down the cast, so start to whittle away at it a little bit. And I think the first two characters we lose as the season progresses from here on out are Tara and Tobin. And Tara, because of course she had that scene with Denise, when Denise says, hey, you know, I'll tell you when you get back. Well, that spells absolute doom for Tara. And then of course Tobin, he just hooked up with Carol, and Carol, she seems to be doomed to tragedy. People she gets close to die. I'm thinking here of course of Mika and Lizzie and Sam. Anybody who she starts to develop some kind of feelings for dies. Of course the exception to that rule is Daryl. Without delving too far into comic book spoilers, Tara could get Holly's death from the comic, although I don't think it's going to go that route. I think she is going to die in an altercation with Dwight, and then Dwight will be standing outside the gates of Alexandria with Heath, as opposed to Eugene the way he was in the comics. As far as how Tobin could go out, maybe there's some kind of fight when Dwight, arrives at Alexandria with Heath. Because basically all the heavy hitters they're gone except for Morgan. And Morgan, of course, has a no-killing policy. So if Alexandria is attacked at this point, it could be very dire straits. And we could lose a lot of characters. Chief among those, of course, would be Tobin. Okay, do I think Rick and the gang will rescue Maggie and Carol in this next episode? I really don't. I think that's going to get drawn out another episode or maybe two. There's only 4 episodes left in the season, so they could drag that hostage situation out until the very end of the season. And the foreshadowing in this past episode. The foreshadowing with Glenn looking at the pictures of the dead people who have apparently been bashed in by Negan with his bat Lucille. I think the foreshadowing there is a little heavy-handed, and so now I'm inclined to maybe believe a little bit that Glenn is going to survive the season and he will not meet his end at Lucille. Because one thing The Walking Dead does is if foreshadowing comes across as heavy-handed, it's a red herring, it's a bait and switch. So now Morgan, definitely the tops of my list as far as most likely candidates to die at Negan's hands. And of course, in last night's episode, Morgan is constructing a cell And if you're reading the comics, you know the potential irony there would be almost too much for Scott Gimple and company to pass up. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for my predictions for the next episode, The Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 13, titled The Same Boat. I would love to know what your predictions are. What do you think is going to happen in next week's episode and in the following episodes? Let me know down in the comments. Let's discuss them. And please, if there have been any leaks or spoilers that are confirmed, please don't put those in the comments. Also, any direct plot points from the comics. I know there are people who watch these videos and they don't read the comics and they want to avoid any potential spoilers, so I want to keep those to an absolute minimum. I would really appreciate if you guys could do that. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. Again, let me know your predictions. If you enjoyed this video, tell me by clicking that like button and subscribe for more reviews. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.